Broadcasting live from the bunker and streaming worldwide over the Periscope network, this is NYRMA TV.
Hi, my name is Steve Matteo, and I want to welcome you to NYRMA TV. We have a great show for you tonight. Our musical guest is Chris Connolly. Later, I'll be interviewing NYRMA bigwig, Tom Ryan. And we have a special NYRMA Rewind segment that you won't want to miss. But right now, please welcome Chris Connolly.
Hello. Ready?
There's a black swan on my lawn, and he's wanting to come. Says he knows me. There's a black swan in my home, and he sees just what I see. It's amazing. Fly me to the moon and back, sitting round where I just sat. Confrontations got my back. Silly question or answer that. There's a black swan on my lap, and he's wanting to come in. Says he knows me. Hey boy, what you doing here? I ain't got nothing for you to call ahead and left me loose. Hey son, what you doing here? Did you bring the things I asked you for? If longest street back at my door. There's a black swan on my lawn, and he's wanting to come. Says he knows me. There's a black swan in my home, and he sees just what I see. It's a mess. Fly me to the moon and back, sitting right where I just sat. Confrontations got my back. Silly question or answer that. There's a black swan on my lawn, and he's wanting to come in. Says he knows me. Hey boy, what you doing here? I ain't got nothing for you to call ahead and left me loose. Hey son, what you doing here? Did you bring the things I asked you for? If not, get straight back out my door.
Thank you.
And we're here with Tom Ryan. He is the head honcho of NYRMA, and
A head honcho.
okay. And we're somewhere in New York, so there's a lot of people out there who we don't know where they are. They're all over the world. So why don't you tell them a little bit about what NYRMA is?
Wow, there's so much to tell in so little time. We started this thing called NYRMA, New York Roots Music Association, about 4 or 5 years ago. The idea was we all had our own bands, and we were competing against one another on a regular basis. And it seemed to be a really cool idea if we could maybe combine our interests as well as our talents to do something that would be really fun and artistic, and all get together about, in the beginning we were doing shows once a month. We do them a little bit less often now, only because we want to make them better, because they're getting bigger. We're in theaters now and such. But it started out with about 8 or 9 people, principals, and now it's something, I don't know, I think there's been about close to 200 people that's come and gone. We just did a show this summer that had about almost over 40 people performing in just one show.
Okay. Talk about some of the artists that you've covered, because it's mainly like a tribute show. You pick an artist or you pick an album or something like that. So talk about some of those shows you've already done to give people a flavor of the variety of music that you do.
Tribute is well, it's a word that I would say applies to some of it, but I wouldn't apply it to what we do exclusively, because we're certainly not a tribute band. In fact, we're so far from it. Sometimes we'll do a specific album of an artist because it's something that we love to do. But more often than not, it's kind of fun to do like something which is thematic. We did a show based on 1965 pop music where we had one entire band play British music and the other entire band would play nothing but American music, and we played on stage side by side, sort of like a battle of the bands thing. Obviously, not a tribute thing, it's a concept. We're more conceptual. I think that might be the best word. And what's cool about it is that there's like so many people that are into it. I mean, we feed off of each other's energy to the point where, I mean, look at this. This is fantastic. We get to do this whole thing now on this fabulous app and basically do something. Right now, I think we're starting small, but it's a cool idea, and it fits right in with what NYRMA's about.
Okay. What are some of the upcoming shows that you're thinking about doing for NYRMA? I know this is still in debate, so to speak, but what's upcoming, possibly?
A funny concept that's come up is doing like something like a country show based on Hee Haw, a TV show, and that would involve obviously not just great players, of which God knows we've got enough, but it would also mean a matter of maybe a little bit of acting sets, and I'm kind of excited about that one. I'm a little bit scared too.
Well, you seem like kind of a hee haw guy to me, so I think it's gonna work great. Talk about what have been some of your favorite NYRMA shows.
A personal favorite was when we did Buffalo Springfield.
Of course, a show that I missed, and I'm still not over that.
I think we had this conversation. I think something about Buffalo Springfield. Of course, they were special to me in my lifetime, and doing that, it presented a tremendous amount of challenges. First of all, I mean, I was asked to sing a song, and I never sang, ever. I'm terrified to do it. So that basically had to get me out of my own skin. There's a great Neil Young song on there that required orchestration, and we were able to pull that off. It was incredible. Okay, that's one. But of course, let's see what else. The Kinks, Muswell Hillbillies. We did a great punk show when we did CBGB night. Nuggets. They go on and on.
Okay. All right. Well, we have something else that we want to show you right now. We're going to do a quick segment right here, and then we'll come back.
Well, there's a new NYRMA show in town. Who cares? That music stuff is so yesterday's news.
Oh, Frankie, get with it.
Hey, I'm down with the hipsters.
Then you would know that a NYRMA show is the place to be. The music swings, and the people are just fantastic.
Well then, why don't you jump in my rod and go to the NYRMA show with me?
No thanks. I've got a ride, and I want to get there all in one piece.
And we're here with Chris Connolly, and here is again his CD. It's called Flying Lessons, and it's available wherever you kids buy your music from these days. I have no idea where that is.
They can buy them there as well.
Okay, all right. So Chris, now the first thing, obviously, when we hear you speak, you have a little bit of an accent, a British accent.
Yeah, I'm going to make it really strong now. But then when I do that, I always sound like I'm from London. It doesn't really relate to where I'm actually from, which is Birmingham. But yeah, I'm English.
Okay, and Birmingham's in the north of England, right?
Technically the middle of England. It's actually in the Midlands, which is what it's known as.
Okay, all right. And so, how old were you when you moved to America?
It was 2010. So when was that? I was like 27, 28. But yeah, 20, maybe 28 when I moved over.
And why did you move to America?
Well, I met a lady, a very nice lady. I met a lady when I was 21. I came over to stay with some relatives, and I met this girl, and we ended up being in a 8-year long-distance relationship, which came to me moving over and living here.
Okay, so no commitment issues there, right, at all?
Not at all, no.
Okay.
Fully committed.
And so how long have you been into music? I mean, in terms of writing songs?
Writing songs, oh boy. I started writing songs the first time I got a guitar, which was when I was, I don't want to say 14. I'd been a drummer up until that point, and I got myself a little crappy, classical nylon string guitar for like £30, which is like $50. And I just started writing songs. That I would just play a lot of Neil Young songs to start off with, Old Man and After the Gold Rush stuff, and and then I just started writing my own songs because I wanted to see how it sounded, and I really liked it. I really liked being able to write songs, and whenever I played them to people, they seemed to dig it, and just kind of blossomed from there.
Okay. Your voice, you have a really, really high register, the way you sing.
Yeah. I get a lot of people when they if they hear me and they've never met me before, they would swear, some people would swear that it was a woman. It is what it is. I mean, I sing the way I sing. That's where I'm most comfortable. I try and vary the range of the songs here and there, but you go to the path of least resistance, and that's kind of towards the higher registers. So I don't think that there's that many musicians or male singers with that pitch of voice, I guess. So maybe it's.
No, I think it sounds great. I mean, you were doing, when we were off before, you were doing a little Smokey Robinson, and that's perfect. I mean, there was a guy, Jimmy Scott, who I think when people first hear him, if they don't know who he is, if you just hear his music, he used to sound, it was very feminine the way he sounded. I think he sung with Lou Reed, which was a perfect contrast, Have you sang a lot of harmonies with other people through the years?
I have, actually, yeah. One of my best friends back in England is a guy called Chris Baldwin, and he has a very husky, kind of a very masculine voice, very, very tuneful also. But when we used to sing together, people would always say that was like a great sound, a great compromise between the two voices, and I kind of always looked for that. Like I always looked for, because when I left England, obviously I couldn't play with him anymore, which is kind of a loss for me, because it was really me and him really started to get something going. And so I've been looking for that. I've been very, very thankful to find someone like Anthony, who's an unbelievably exceptional guitarist, in everything he does. And so I'm very thankful for that. And actually, one of the NYRMA gigs, me and P. Mancini, or Mancini, it is Mancini?
Mancini sounds cool, though.
Mancini is there's an Italian soccer coach called Roberto Mancini, and that's how it's pronounced in Italy. So I kind of, But me and him sang together, and I really like the way that sounded as well. So maybe I'll get to sing with Pete in the future as well.
Okay. So you have the new CD out. Now, do you have any upcoming shows in the New York area?
Yeah, actually, the first show where I'm going to have guitars, bass, drums is very exciting for me, because it's the first time that I've done that kind of arrangement. I played a lot of solo shows, a lot of duo shows with Anthony. But that's going to be March 3rd at the Way Station in Brooklyn. Really, really cool spot, craft beers, and kind of they have a TARDIS as a bathroom, which is a TARDIS, from Doctor Who, the police box. That's their bathroom. Unfortunately, there's only one of them. Literally one bathroom in the entire place. It's not like one TARDIS for ladies, one TARDIS for men, but people are pretty civilized.
Not necessarily in Brooklyn, but
not necessarily in that venue. It seems to be the case, but very, very cool spot, and that's gonna be a really cool show. So looking forward to that one.
Okay, so before we go, do you have a website where people can check you out?
Certainly do. ChrisJConnolly.com. Pretty easy to remember. Connolly.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Steve.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Come on, man.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And we're going to wrap things up with another performance right now from Chris Connolly.
Take it away. Awesome. Yeah, baby.
Hi. This is a new one. This is called Selfish.
You're all smiles, lights flash behind, building walls as others fall down. Think of yourself and those you call friends. Don't feel the heat, 'cause you're unkind. And from here, what an awful view. You've been living with yourself too long. You've been hanging with these people too long. You won't dance to another song, 'cause you're no, no, no. You've been living with yourself too long. You've been hanging with these people too long. You won't dance to another song, 'cause you're no, no, no. No, no, no. No, no, no. Selfie. You're selfish. You're selfish. You're selfish. You're selfish. You're selfish. You're selfish. You're selfish.
All right, Chris Connolly. Thank you, Chris. Sounded really good. And thank you, everybody out there. And we want to thank some of the people who made this possible tonight. Steve Prisco, Bill Herman doing the sound,
Yeah, Bill.
Heidi Ryan for the shrimp,
Heidi for the shrimp.
and
And the gumbo.
and the gumbo. And Gary Dawson and Marseille.
Please tell me
All
the
right.
gumbo left. Is the gumbo left?
There's gumbo left. And thank you all, and we'll be back again. And remember to support live music and check out NYRMA.